Welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am your host, Tatiana, and I am a master mindset coach, and I'm obsessed with empowering you to live and create your best life possible. If you're looking to uplevel your mindset, life, happiness, and success, then you are in the right place. My goal with this podcast is to help you see the potential within yourself, to be able to break the limiting beliefs and habits that are holding you back, and to help you feel inspired to get clear with who you are in order to create the life you desire. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to the Radiant Life podcast. I'm so excited to have you here listening today. I'm assuming if you read the title, you're interested on how I'm going to share about training your brain to do what you say. Today's episode got inspired by a few client conversations actually this week. And I want to share with you a hack, a tip that I have learned and I've implemented to help me do what I actually say I'm going to do. And this hack will help you, take yourself seriously, build trust with yourself, and, have integrity with what you say you're going to do. And where in the moment you say you're going to do something, you actually will do it. And it's not going to be out of willpower or out of force. It's going to be because you have trained your brain to actually do it now. So have you ever caught yourself saying, and I'm guilty, I've done it, I still do it sometimes, where I think the most popular one is the workout plan or the diet starts Monday or tomorrow. And then what happens? The next day or Monday comes around and you do not do it. Or maybe you are a content creator, a coach, a business owner, and you tell yourself, I'm going to post on Instagram today or go on Facebook Live today. And then what happens? You don't do it. Or you say, I'm going to look into this job, look into a class that I really want to take, or cook dinner. And by the time it comes, you don't actually do it. And maybe you never end up doing it at all. Or maybe you say you'll do it and you do accomplish it, but not when you say you're going to do it. You stall, you get distracted, you make excuses, whatnot. And so the issue of saying you're going to do something and not doing it, not only is it maybe letting yourself down or letting people down around you, maybe someone expected you to do something and you didn't or whatnot, but when you're telling yourself this and you're telling yourself you're going to do it and you don't do it, you're telling yourself, you're telling your universe, you're telling your subconscious mind and others that you don't really take yourself seriously, that you don't truly believe or trust yourself to do what you say you're going to do. And the issue is because many of us in society are on autopilot and we're allowing our brains to be in charge of us versus us being in charge of our brain, right? Our brain is not meant to be in charge of us, right? Our brain is there to keep us in survival mode, to keep us alive. And your survival, your brain thoughts, that's not you, right? And we want you to become in charge. We want you to be in charge of your brain, in charge of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And by doing what you say you will do, that in turn sends the signal that, you are a woman or you are a man of your word, and that will help you create your dream life. You're thriving versus allowing your brain to control you. And that's more of like surviving. Does that make sense? So using this hack is going to help you train your brain to work for you versus you working for it. So maybe you're listening, maybe you're thinking of starting your own business or applying to a new job or applying to school or starting a side hustle, going on Instagram, getting onto social media because we know how, big social media is nowadays. And you say you want to start and do all these things, but you don't actually do it when you say you're going to do it. Why is this? Again, it's because your subconscious mind is so accustomed and it's so used to it not happening. Or if it happens later because it's not a part of your routine. It's not a part of a habit. It's not a pattern that you are used to having on your day-to-day basis. And this is why you find yourself not doing it at all, or weeks go by and then eventually you somehow get to it, maybe. And there's a big issue around this, right? because by doing this, you're breaking a promise to yourself. Oh, the diet's going to start Monday. And it doesn't. Well, you're breaking a promise to yourself to get healthy and to feel good and to start a healthy lifestyle, right? And when you're constantly getting distracted or constantly ignoring these things that you want to do, your goals, you're self-sabotaging yourself, which ultimately leads you to not trusting yourself or maybe not taking yourself seriously. And maybe you're like, no, I trust myself. I take myself seriously. Yeah, okay, maybe consciously, but maybe on a subconscious level, your subconscious does not trust you or take yourself seriously, because how many times have you said you're going to do this thing? Maybe it's the same thing and you don't actually do it, right? And when you don't actually do this, you don't take yourself seriously or you don't trust yourself, what does this lead to? This leads to lack of confidence, lack of, self-esteem, and you kind of develop like a why bother attitude. That happened with me, at least. I used to say that, especially with my health journey, I would try all these things, then I would fall off track. And eventually I was like, why bother? I kind of identified like, you know what, maybe I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to continue to live this way. And by being stuck in this habit, in this pattern of not doing what you're saying you're going to do, you are getting in your own way to reaching your goals, to manifesting this dream reality that you want to create, right? And maybe you're sitting here like, okay, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how you do the small things is how you do the big things. Because if you don't follow through with starting a workout on Monday, or let's keep it even more simple, if you don't follow through with doing the laundry or doing the dishes and you allow it to build up and you don't do it, your brain gets used to you not doing and not following through with the small things, and how you handle the small things is how you handle the big things. Because at the end of the day, everything's just energy. Within our subconscious mind, everything is just energy. And it doesn't know the difference between actually doing your laundry or doing the dishes versus maybe starting a business or applying for a job or starting a workout program, right? Everything's just energy. And this is why you don't follow through, because you're stuck in this pattern, you're stuck in this habit. And this happens all the time. I see it everywhere, especially with the health field. Like the diet starts Monday, or the biggest one is the New Year's goals. Like, how many of you have been like, this is the year, this is going to be my year. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to start my business, buy a dream home, whatever it is. And all the goals that you wrote down didn't happen. And then the next year comes around. This is going to be my year. What are we in 2021? Maybe last year said 2020 is going to be my year. Maybe 2023 off. But like, let's be real. How many years before that did you have the same goals? Or even if it was different goals, how many times have you set the same goals every New Year's and you don't follow through with them? I forget the percentage of how many people don't end up following through with their New Year's goals. And so because you gave up or you didn't even start with your previous goals and those didn't happen, how can you trust yourself to actually have this be your new year, maybe 2021? How is this year any different? How can you actually be able to reach your goals this year while you still have the same habits, thought patterns, beliefs, and patterns, right? But I'm here to tell you, you can break this. And this is a tip, this is a hack that I will be doing this, that you can teach your brain to do what you say you're going to do. And it's actually really simple. It's so simple. I love it. The more simple, the better. That way you can actually implement it. And this is something that I've installed, my clients install once we have these conversations, because when I'm working with clients, they start these new habits, these new patterns, and it's hard. But when I teach them this, it changes the game for them. And then they're so productive and they actually follow through with what they're saying they're going to do. Remember, you are in charge of your brain. It's not the other way around. Your brain is a survival tool. And those thoughts and those patterns aren't you. So let go of that. Don't beat yourself up if you are sitting here listening like, oh my God, you're right. Like, I don't do what I say I'm going to do. Oh my goodness. Like, no, don't beat yourself up. You're here listening today to make a change. And just remember, consciousness is you. Like, you have a soul in your body that's different from your brain and your thoughts. And that's okay. So this little tip, this hack is super simple, and you can do this in a training session, like little training sessions throughout your day, throughout your week. And I recommend you starting small and then going bigger so that you can actually learn to follow through what you say you're going to do. So the main thing is we want to create a pattern and we want to create a habit within your brain. And the best thing to do this is by talking to yourself. And you might be sitting here like, what? I don't know if you guys, if this is your first episode, welcome, but I like to talk to myself. And it is the best way for me to reprogram my thoughts, my beliefs, my patterns, my habits, because repetition is key to your subconscious mind. So repeating it, talking to yourself out loud, for me, it's the best way. I highly recommend it to you. You can think this out. But let's start small. So you say maybe you do want to, get healthy or buy a home or start a business. Let's start smaller than that. Let's start with like doing the dishes, right? Maybe you let them like accumulate up, or the laundry. So the next time you do the dishes, as you are doing them, tell yourself, right now I am cleaning the dishes. Right now I'm going to do laundry. And as you're doing it, right now I am working out. And even though this is so simple, guess what? You said you're doing what you said you did. You're doing what you said you were going to do, right? So next time you make breakfast or lunch, say, right now I'm going to make breakfast. Even if you're opening the fridge, literally already in the middle of breakfast, remember this hack. Tell yourself, right now I'm making breakfast. Right now I'm going to make breakfast, right? Right now I'm going to brush my teeth and shower, as you are turning the shower on and putting toothpaste on your toothbrush, and telling yourself, at the moment when you're doing something, again, starting simple, because how you do the small things is how you do the big things, is right now I'm going to do this. Because then guess what happens? You're working these brain muscles, and it's just like, working out. We have muscles, right? We want to work your brain muscles, and we want to create these new thoughts, habits, and patterns. And by telling your subconscious mind, I'm going to do this, and you actually doing it at that moment, you are building up that trust factor. You are building up that pattern and that habit that you are doing what you say you will do, right? And then what happens? Let's go bigger. So next time, maybe you're listening, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're an entrepreneur, and you use social media, or you want to get into using social media. So next time you say, right now, I'm going to go on Facebook and go live. I don't know about you, but I used to do this all the time. I don't really go live anymore. I prefer Zoom calls, but in the beginning stages of my business, I did. And I would say, I'm going to go live today, and I never would do it because I would get, nervous and freak out. But maybe you want to go live, or maybe you want to make a post. So say, right now, I'm going to go live on Facebook, as you are physically logging into Facebook and pressing that live button, or as you are writing out your caption and about to press share on Instagram. Say it, right now I'm going to make an Instagram post. Or maybe you've been wanting to get out of your job or get a new job, or your first job, and you keep saying, I'm going to apply to new jobs, I'm going to apply, but you haven't done it. Well, guess what? By working with these baby steps, with the dishes, the breakfast, the brushing your teeth, okay, your brain is getting used to it. So now you can say, right now I'm going to apply to jobs, as you're going on Indeed.com and sitting down and taking the next 30 minutes to do it, and telling yourself, right now I'm going to do this. Right now I am doing this. Right now I'm looking for new jobs to apply to. And even when you're in the middle of it, if you forget to do it and you're like, oh my God, I remember the podcast episode, I want to train my brain. It's okay. Just do it. Just start telling yourself, right now I'm going to do this, because it's the habit, it's the thought pattern that is going to build the pattern for you. And again, this is just working your brain muscles to do what you say you will do, and you'll believe it. I even have an affirmation on my mirror saying, I'm a woman of my word, because I am. And don't get me wrong, there's some days, sometimes, I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it right away, or I do it a little bit later. And yeah, it happens. We're human. But I really have built up the thought pattern, and primarily mine is because I get distracted. But I built up the habit and pattern that I actually say I'll do what I'm going to do. If I'm going to make a post, I make a post. When I'm going to respond to DMs, I'm going to respond to DMs, and I actually do it. So now that you got used to doing the little things, the laundry, the breakfast, the brushing your teeth, now in the future, when you say you're going to do things, your brain has a total different pattern and belief in yourself. So for me, or let's say, for example, you want to get a new job, or you want to start a side hustle, you want to buy your dream house, and you say, I'm going to start looking at houses. I'm going to start a side hustle this month, or I'm going to make 10K in my biz this month, whatever it may be. Now that you've been working on it, your brain is going to subconsciously assist you on attracting things in order for you to attract this goal. Or I'm going to start my workout program this Monday. And your brain is used to you actually doing what you're saying you're going to do. And now guess what? Your subconscious mind is going to assist you to do what you say you're going to do to attract this goal of yours, right? Because you've built the trust with yourself and you take yourself seriously now and you do what you say you're going to do. It's all about how you can reprogram your mind, which is repetition to your subconscious. And now that this is a new habit and a new pattern, this becomes a new normal for your brain. So every time you say you're going to do something, your brain will figure out what it needs in order to bring this into reality and to make it true for you. I'm going to double my income this month. Maybe you don't physically know how yet, but you're telling your subconscious mind, you're telling God, universe, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I do what I say I'm going to do, and opportunities come and you are able to attract it. Versus having that old thought pattern like, this month I'm going to double my income, and your brain's like, as if, why bother? Why bother even trying? Because you know you don't say you're going to, you know you don't do what you say you're going to do. You can't even do the dishes when you say you will, right? It's all about recreating this thought pattern, recreating these patterns and habits within yourself. And then before you know it, it's ingrained in your brain. It's a new habit. And this is something I've worked on. This happened to me even when I told myself, when was that? In January, I told myself, no, in December, I don't remember when it was. I told myself, I'm going to start a podcast. I don't know. It was just on my heart. I said I was going to do it. And I told myself, I'm going to do it. February, I'm going to be launching my podcast. And guess what? I said it. I took action on it, because at the end of the day, you still need to take inspired action. Just because you say it, God, universe, your subconscious mind isn't going to just like magically appear, have the end result appear. You still need to take action. And that's what I did. I took action because I'm a woman of my word and I do what I say I will do. And I made it happen. Even though it almost didn't happen. February 1st was my launch date for the podcast. Almost didn't happen because I didn't realize how difficult it was to sign up. But it worked. It literally worked. I don't know. I got blessed. And here we are, listening to the podcast. And I did what I said I was going to do. So give yourself the day, give yourself a week to work on this, to work on building this brain muscle. And every time you're going to do something, again, start small. I'm getting dressed. I'm brushing my teeth. Right now, I'm going to make breakfast. Right now, I'm going to clean the dishes. Work that brain muscle. Yeah, it might sound repetitive. Yeah, it might sound tedious. But you know what? Do you want to do what you say you're going to do or not, right? Do you want to actually reach your bigger goals or not? And if it is, this will totally help you. I promise you. And at the end of the week, let me know how it helps. Let me know if there's any shifts. Let me know how you're feeling. And from here, magic just happens because, again, you're just reprogramming your subconscious mind this way. And you're going to get better. And it gets better and easier each time you do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I hope this hack and this tip really open your eyes and really helps you moving forward, because it will if you implement it. If this was a good episode and you found a lot of value, if any aha moments, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram. I absolutely love when you guys do this. It makes me want to keep creating episodes that are value for you, and knowing what really, hits hard, hits home. Like if this was a huge aha moment, let me know. And I'll go deeper on these type of conversations about really working on the subconscious mind and reprogramming it. Because your past beliefs, your past habits, your past patterns, your past in general does not define you. You have this present moment to change the future. And it all starts with, becoming aware and being like, oh, cool, wait, I want to change these thoughts and these habits and these patterns. And this is a hack, a tip that will truly help you be able to do that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to tag me when you share it on your stories. Send this to someone. If you know someone that doesn't follow through on what they say, send this to them with love so that they can work their brain muscle and they can start implementing this hack and tip into their life. And let's get you to start doing what you say you will do. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with me and write an Apple iTunes review so I can keep the good stuff coming your way.
If you aren't following me already, you can find me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. I appreciate you so much and cannot wait to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, continue to shine bright and embrace your radiance.